Hey guys, welcome back to the Psalm Scott YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome. If you have been around, thank you for sticking around. And I'm sorry I've been gone for a while. I am back to editing videos, so hopefully I will be getting out more regularly scheduled videos this fall. I want to first finish the series that I started where I was going through my pins. I know I ended up having way more pins than I thought I did, and the video ended up super long, so I broke it up. There are two videos already out. I will link them in the description box, and this is the third in the series. There is one final one coming. I plan to release both of them this week, so I can get that done with and just no more talking about pins. But without further ado, here are my specialty pins and my highlighters. Um, these are the highlighters that I have that are also zebra highlighters. So I don't have a huge, I guess, selection of the mild liners. I do like the highlighters. I use them sparingly. I use them to highlight in my journal. I don't know that I necessarily need all of them. I bought them because I thought that they would work in my Bible. They do still bleed through. At least they bleed through my Bible, so they didn't really work for that purpose. So in that vein, I don't know that I would go back and buy them again if I was standing in the store making the same decision. But I do use them on occasion. I like them. And if you do a lot of highlighting, I would definitely recommend them if you do like studies where you're gonna need to do highlighting. If you highlight in like, I don't know, if you have like a lesson book that you use or a daily devotional that you're going to highlight in where it's not going to bleed, or if you read books that you want to highlight in, I definitely recommend them for that. And it's nice to have lots of different color options. um, I ended up buying the Bic pastel highlighters. One of my friends was selling them, so I bought them to support. I actually kind of like them better than the mild liners. I like the pastel colors. They're very muted. And because they're pastel, I can mix and match them with, some of my brush pens. So if I'm doing a spread and I'm using this ultramarine deep blue, it still looks okay to highlight in this pastel blue next to it. So I like that it doesn't really clash. Um, and you have the basic colors, so it's not too overwhelming. Uh, Unlike the Dollar Tree Bic pen, these are a little bit more expensive. They're about $1.50 per highlighter. I bought the whole set of six. I think I actually got 12 of them in the set, but there's only six colors. So those are pretty cool. And then I have the Sharpie highlighters. They're definitely bolder in color than any of the other highlighters. Um, I like them. I don't use them. I used them in school. I bought them in grad school and I used them then, but I really don't use them in my notebooks at all. So I probably would not go out and buy these again because they're more so for school purposes. Um, did I write down how much I paid for them? I think I actually accidentally left them off of my little cheat sheet over here. Um, in how much I paid. Nope, there they are. I got 8 of them for a little over $10. So they're about $1.20 per highlighter. So they're the cheapest highlighters that I have. So if you just want to highlight, they do the job. They work. I have nothing against them. I just probably because they're like this is super neon compared to this and this. This is a little bit more muted. But they work. I just don't use them that often. The other pen, I talked about these a little in my last video, the Zig Clean Color Dot. They also have metallic versions of these that I do not have. I love this pen. This is, again, one of those specialty pens, a little bit more on the pricey side. I paid about $30 for a set, so they're a little over $2 a pen. But they're cool in that they make these little dots. So there is a tip. It's like a little bulb looking thing. And depending on how much pressure you apply, it creates dots. And so you can make a large dot or a little dot, and it makes the perfect sphere, which is really cool. Kind of reminds me of stamp pins when we were kids, though they worked better than the stamp pins. And then on the other side, you get a fine liner. So you get a nib that you can use as a fine liner, so you can write with it, or you can do the little dots. And I really like it. You can do art with it. You can create kind of this like bubble letter font. You can do cursive with the bubble letter font, which looks cool. Or you can just create, I use them sometimes to create perfect bullets when I'm doing notes. You can create pictures. I use it to create like bubbles. I've used it to do like different types of lettering. I just really like, you can use it for flowers, you know, the petals on the flowers come out cool with these. So I really like these. The pin's a little long, but it's not too awkward. Still shorter than a Tombow. And they're kind of lightweight. Maybe it would be okay if they were a little heavier. I don't know. It's kind of awkward, but I do like these, and I would definitely buy these again every time because I do like them. Next up, we're going to go into the Ohuhu acrylic paint markers. So this was actually my introduction to the Ohuhu brand. Just like the other Ohuhus, they come in this little black bag, which I like, is pretty cool. They look something like this. So, you know, you have to shake them up before you use them, as you can tell by the kind of weird looking ink inside. So you shake them up and then you open them, and they have like a little tip like this, and you can write with them. These are interesting. So like the Crayola Super Tips, there is no label on these for you to know which color is which, and they don't show up. They don't always match the cap as well. So that's another reason for the swatches. These names are names that I made up based on my own interpretation of what color I thought they were. Now, let's see. Questions about acrylic markers. So they do not, as you can tell, they do not ghost and they do not bleed through, which is what I would think would happen with paint markers. So you can use them in your notebook better than, say, the alcohol-based markers. In terms of writing on white paper, I don't find these particularly exciting. I don't know that I would buy these just for this. They look cool. They have some very opaque colors. They're nice colors. You can get these same looks with gel pens, so I'm not really sure why I would buy the paint markers for this purpose. Now, if you ran your finger across this, is a little raised. You can feel it. But on black paper, it's a game changer. Now, I have like a few that are a little hard to see, but like the white paint pen and even like this pastel blue, these greens, like they actually do so much better than my gel pens on black paper. So when I want to black out my notebook, I am a huge fan. I also use this white paint pen to clean up mistakes sometimes. I'll just write over the ink with the white pen. Sometimes it works better than the tape, the correction tape. So I'm happy I bought these because I do use them on occasion. You can also use them on other surfaces. So I actually have some drawers that I use to store things in my craft room. I'll take a picture and insert it in here. And I actually used the black paint marker to label it. So that's something that's added. Like I said, they're not must-have markers. If I could just buy a single white one of these, I probably would be okay. I don't use these that frequently. But when I do. I also use these in that spread I showed you earlier where it said back to basics. I used it to outline the letters. So they're cool. I like them. Again, this is you know, if you're just kind of feeling like buying pins, these are in the top 5 cheapest pins that I have. So that's also a good thing. That's also why I bought them, even though I wasn't sure I would use them. I got a set of 40 for $26. They were about 65 cents a pin, which is a really good deal compared to some of the other ones we've been talking about.